But
So
thank
it's
you
all
so
good.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
So, Linwood, you've been very busy. Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to lately.
Well, as you know, I'm the former NAACP president for the state of Delaware, and I recently stepped down from that post to run for state representative of the 16th district. J.J. Johnson stepped down, or he's retiring this year. He's not going to do it again after I think it's 15 years of serving the 16th district and our community as a whole. And he said he's done. He's going to spend some time with the grandkids, and so I decided to throw my hat in the ring, and I'm campaigning.
Okay. Now, I also know, we'll get back to your campaign, but in just looking at, some of the posts on social media, I've seen that you've been the recipient of 2 awards. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I'm lucky and blessed to have been received the first place for speaking on the tax and regulating cannabis, and third place for speaking on returning the bus services to Rodney Square from the Delaware Press Association. And that was just last week. So I'm honored, and it's a beautiful honor. And then at that award ceremony, they elected me vice president of the Delaware Press Association. So that was pretty exciting as well.
So tell us about your campaign. What are the main components of your campaign?
Well, the main component of my campaign is working on the issues that affect the citizens of the 16th district. And one of the biggest issues in the 16th district is the crime, particularly around the hotels down Newcastle Avenue. They have a prostitution issue, and they have a homeless issue. A lot of people like to hang out around there with their kids, ladies, single ladies. And as you know, in Delaware, we have a high amount of women with children that happen to be homeless, as well as veterans that are homeless. And so we want to work on that. We are working on that. We've been working on that, and we're going to continue to work on that until we get it resolved. That's one of the big ones. You guys mentioned earlier about your activism with the children. That's very big for me. Excuse me. Right now, the NAACP, under my leadership, along with the ACLU, have a lawsuit out. We're suing the state for so that they can fund. We believe that, well, we know for a fact that there are children with disabilities. We have children whose first language is not English, and children who don't have a lot of money that are not being funded. Their schools are not being funded, and we're trying to make sure that Delaware ensures that these kids have the funds that they need to succeed. We spend over $1 billion in Delaware for our educational system, and most of that money goes to children who don't need it, really. They don't have a problem. All the schools need funding, but the underserved community needs more funding, like the students that I just mentioned. So we're working hard on that. We do have a lawsuit in. I won't speak too much on that, but I just want you to know that we are trying to find money to help underserved communities to get educated. We're also working on, the high school dropout rate is at 16. We want to raise that. So we're very involved in the education system as well, which is one of the issues in the 16th district, just to name 2.
Okay.
So here's my question. I come at candidates. she get like that. My question is this: when I was in Philadelphia, I was going to run for state rep office, and the state rep that was in office at that time, he was there for 15 or so years. But for some reason, when he heard the possibility of me running, he was a little nervous. So I guess my name was spread around Philadelphia really nice. But since I've been in Delaware, I've seen a couple of elections. I've seen people come to different organizations and speak and try to put their format out there and who they are and why they're running. And honestly, a lot of these candidates running, I don't think have a good clue on what they supposed to do. I think it's them just trying to put yourself out there. I'm a councilman, I'm a state rep, I'm a senator, whatever it might be, from my conversation with them. Because I believe that as a representative, you want to deal with the issues as you just said, but in the other part, you need to have a heart. And I believe a lot of these candidates are not coming from the heart. Where's your heart coming from?
Well, my heart is coming from the 16th district. I actually was raised in the 16th district. I went to elementary school, Albert Palmer. I went to Bancroft Middle School and Delaware High School, all in the 16th district. I was raised in the 16th district before joining the military, the United States Army, and traveling the country and the world for 7 years before coming home, and then right back here to the 16th district. And I started work at General Motors, a union, at a local 435, retired after 25 years there as a millwright welder. I'm a tradesman. And having been through the apprenticeship. After that, I got into, after I retired, you know, you wake up looking for this, like, what now? I'm too young. So I got into broadcasting, and I was always in civil rights, workers' rights and civil rights. I was always an advocate, but when you're working, it's hard to find the time to be like active. You know, you can spend your money in these organizations because most 501c3s charge membership. It's going to cost you to become a member, and you know, 501c3s not-for-profit don't pay, you see. So I belonged to a lot of organizations while I was working. Then when I retired, I was able to be active in these organizations. And the one that rose to the top for me was the NAACP, when I became secretary, twice elected for the state. Well, first I was working in Wilmington, NAACP local. You see, I went through the channels there as vice president. Then they elected me state secretary twice, and then state president twice. So my heart and my passion for activism, for workers' rights and civil rights run deep here in the 16th district. We always went out. So like you guys on hosting shows, you bring on the experts to talk about these issues. I vowed when I became a talk show host to not waste airtime and try to speak on the issues that that dramatically impact our citizens. And so that's where my heart and my passion is. None of those, as you know, pay. But if you're passionate about something, then you're already being rewarded when you help people.
Okay.
So that's where my passion lies.
Okay.
So the two issues that you spoke of, I understand what the problems are, but what plans do you have to at least get the work started to get those problems fixed, addressed?
Well, education, I spoke about the lawsuit that we have, and I spoke about I work as president NAACP. I had the opportunity to work with a lot of legislatures, representatives and senators, as well as county execs and councilmen, and throughout the years, and we tried to pass bills, for example, to raise the high school dropout rate from 16 to 18. 2 years shy in Delaware, we allowed them to quit. 2 years shy of a high school diploma to basic diploma. That's just one area. And there are other areas. We have a high suspension rate for the school. They like to suspend our young black and brown kids for, you know, for infractions that other kids are not suspended for. So we're fighting that at Legg Hall, and we want to continue to fight that at Legg Hall. With regards to the crime, we need more police presence in those areas. And then, you know, as I stated, we have women and children who are homeless and veterans. So we need to fix the homeless problem. We had a People's Resist forum at the Powell Center in Wilmington not long ago, a few months ago, to address the homelessness, the vacant properties, and to try to you know, support programs, and talk about the programs that the federal and state programs that allot money and fundings to help people stay in their homes, to help people fix up their homes, and some of the vacant properties, money allotted to to fix those up so that we can put some of the veterans and homeless women in these homes. I tell you that the saddest thing you ever want to see, you know, we vow to, we don't think that no child should be born homeless. That's our running statement. No child should be born homeless, and I'm sure we all agree. And so, but there is a gap out there. We tried working on that, and we don't have a program set aside for that, and that's one thing we're going to try to fix. And I hope people listening to me, maybe somebody out there can start working on that. But I certainly have been, and I am now, and we're going to continue to work on those 3 issues in Legislative Hall once I'm elected as your state representative.
Yeah, I'm done.
The thing that you said that really, I hope it works out, is fixing up the vacant properties for the homeless people. That felt tangible to me. That felt like something that is very solid. So I know that you have a lot of notes that you took, and I want to make sure that you were able to get all of your points addressed. So did we miss anything that you want to talk about specifically?
No, we'll talk about anything you want to talk about. I'm here to address the community concerns. If you can put my my contact information up on the board, people can contact me. I am listening to you. That's how we know what these issues are. I'm Linwood Jackson, running for state representative of the 16th district. I can be reached at 302-654-4242. My email is clinwoodj@aol.com. I have a website, jacksonfordelawarestaterep.com. I'm very accessible on Facebook and all of the social media pages. We have a radio and TV show where we get the information out. So I'll stay in contact with the people as much as possible. We get FaceTime, we're going door to door. We're very active in the community. I worked with the kids. You share your work with the kids. That's admirable. We have to reach out to our kids. I've worked with the Black Achievers at the YWCA in Wilmington. I've worked with the Bayard radio program. You know, they have a radio program at Bayard High School. High school kids, their radio program is phenomenal. And you tickled me when you said how you asked the tough questions for
To the little
those
ones.
kids. Man, they ask some tough questions. I'm telling you, man, them kids are sharp. And you know, we raised the bar for them and watched them reach it. You know, it's phenomenal. So working with kids, Maria Cabrera and I, we danced for the babies. I know you did work with her. Maria and I were dancers, and we use our platform to try to help people, especially our kids. And so I had the opportunity to dance for the babies, for the March of Dimes, to raise money for underserved kids who's having a hard time with their health care. So it's a lot of issues out there, but we are focused on the issues in the 16th district and dealing with them. And we need your help. We need your votes come September 6th. Is the main thing to get us there. We got to get the votes. So if you see me out, stop me, ask me, and we'll talk. You have my contact information. Contact me. We're very accessible. Reach me on any way you can reach me.
Okay.
Call Shauna.
And JJ does support breaking barriers.
Yes,
I'm just putting it out there.
Putting it out there.
Put it out there.
Putting it out there.
Breaking barriers. You know, that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on the program.
Anytime. You guys are doing a great job. I love in the upper room.
Thank you very much.
Let me pay you
That
now.
in the upper room?
Yes. Do you remember Miss Neal? Were you around when she was doing this program?
Oh, yeah. And you guys took it over, you and Mike, and you've been here ever since.
Ever since, yeah.
And it just grows and grows, and you're doing a great job. And this isn't the only show you're on. I know you're on other shows with Marva.
I sneak on Marva's whenever she calls me and says, "Can you come?" I'm like, "Yes, I'll be there."
I'm the same. I have the same problem, and that's a beautiful problem to have.
It is. I do. I agree.
Yes.
That's a great problem to have. It
And
was
Mr.
nice.
Roy, I want to shout out to him too. He's doing a great job behind the scenes. I know you talked about him, and that's what we need. We need support.
Mr. Roy?
My dad. Seriously? Never mind. Ignore him.
But and shout out to Facebook Live. The technology is working. I guess you get questions that way as well. You know, they shout out. Cool. You have any other questions for me?
No, I think that's it.
I know you can do better than that. You have all kinds of questions, especially Wade. He asked me the tough
Anything
questions
else?
for the kids.
No, I gave you my question. That was my key question, because I think people need to. A lot of people have friends running for office and want to see their friends in office and think when they get in office they're going to hook a friend up. Stop looking for a hookup. And then ask the question to your friend or whoever the person is. Because a lot of these candidates, me personally, you shouldn't even be running. You shouldn't even leave it to the people who really want to do something that has a heart that's going. You have a battle already with the other state reps, senators. Everyone's not going to vote on everything. So that's your battle already. But trying to have that battle, then come and take care of all these little things. It's just like when we had President Obama in office. Every little issue that popped up, they was thrown to the president. Every little thing they wanted his comment on it. And he handled it. But that's not something that should be done. So a lot of these candidates is running, you know, I've talked to some of them and I ask them a question and they talking to me, I'm like, that's not what I asked. You telling me this, that's not what I asked. Stop talking so much and hit the point. So that's why that question came to you, is about your heart. Because if you believe, like with breaking barriers, you ask anybody to come there, they'll tell you, my heart is in what I do. If you ask me a question about it, I'm coming straight at you, what I'm trying to do, who is trying to help. But candidates, you have a bigger round of people that you want to help support. Like a lot of the things you were talking about, from disabled kids to able-bodied kids to veterans to homeless, you know. So if I ask you a question about A, don't give me an answer about Z. Right then and there, you're not going to turn me the right way.
Right, it's a turnoff, and I hope I addressed your question. But to your point, with passion, you're absolutely right. If you see people already doing the work for free, they're no charge, they're already doing it and been doing it, that's a good indicator of the person who's going to continue to do the work. If you're doing it for free, you know he'll work twice as hard and getting paid, you know? And so you're absolutely right there. And the part about giving people jobs just for favors or what have you, I have no fear. I don't know anybody, anything. And I have no fear and no favor. I'm not afraid to speak out on the issues that need to be spoken out on. In the past, we fought long and hard to bring in a homicide unit in the city of Wilmington, for example. Long time, you know, we have all these crimes, killings, we didn't have a homicide unit. Nobody's looking for it. We fought, went door to door, petitions, we finally got a homicide unit. Now, it is kind of small, but we have one that we didn't have before. We grow from there. The tax and reg and cannabis, DART bus issue, nobody wants to talk about that, but it dramatically affects our inner cities. Our students ride the bus, handicapped people ride the buses. Their mode of transportation for people who are underemployed or unemployed. They don't have vehicles, they need DART bus transportation, so we're out there fighting for that. And most of those buses are affecting Dunleaf, right down the Route 9 corridor, and the 16th RD. Dunleaf, Rosegate, Rose Hill, all of these communities, a lot of people ride the bus from these communities into Rodney Square where they shop. And so we're not afraid to speak out on it. We've been doing it, and we're going to continue to do it. The People Resist movement was a big indicator of that. I hosted a lot of shows. So it's tough. It's tough when you're in the hot seat, but you want somebody in there who's going to do the job and not afraid to speak up. And ain't about no favor. It's about doing the job. I've worked with a lot of the legislatures, Representative Potter, Representative Keeley, Senator Henry, JJ, I'm there. I'm there, and on my website you can see videos and pictures, but did a lot of videos. We have also a floodplain issue in the 16th district.
Yeah, I heard that.
You know, the environmental protection is vital to any community, and so basically crime, education, cleaning up the atmosphere, some good paying jobs. The Port of Wilmington, huge issue that affects the 16th district. The Port of Wilmington is right there in the 16th district, and Longshoreman Hall. And I've actually worked there, talking about passion and where does it come from the heart. I don't know about the other candidates, but to your point, some candidates are there, and then some of them just spring up. And so, but I'm not that guy. I need the votes, and I need you to vote for me, and we'll continue to fight for you down at Legislative Hall.
Thank you very much. Again,
Thank
a
you,
pleasure
sir.
having you on.
Great job.
Thank
Wayne,
you very
appreciate
much.
everything. Y'all keep up the good work.
Thank you. That's the plan.